When I was 9, I met Kate. She was my first real friend. Kate was the coolest person I had ever met. She had just moved to our town from Chicago. She was allowed to walk to the park by herself. Her mom packed her goldfish in her lunch, and she painted each nail a different color. We met on the first day of school at the bus stop. We were the only two getting picked up on our street, so it made for a fast friendship. Kate and I were thick as thieves at school, and every day we rode to and from school together on the bus. There was a boy on the bus, Warren, who used to tease me every day. But since Kate and I became friends, he had left me alone. He avoided looking our way every day on the bus, actually. When I asked Kate why, she winked at me. We had a little chat, me and Warren, she said. Now, whenever Warren looked my way, she called him Smurfhead because of his blue baseball cap he wore every day, which always garnered a laugh from our peers. She was my protector. And every day, Kate always invited me over after school. My mom always said no. I don't know Kate's mom. If I meet her mom, then maybe. She would respond every time I asked, "Mom, please." Kate is so cool. I bet her mom is cool, I would whine. Then she would walk to me, wrap me in a hug, and would whisper into my hair. I don't know her. She's a stranger to me. Strangers can hurt kids, and I would never let anyone hurt you. I would never forgive myself, she would say. And then the conversation was over. Every day, I would ask Kate if her mom could meet mine, and every day she would shrug. My mom's really busy, but I'll ask, she would say. One day after school, Kate asked me to come over. I can't come. My mom is working late, and she told me I had to go straight home after school. I told her, "Oh, come on. I just got Mario Kart on my Wii. Will your mom notice if you're gone an extra hour?" She asked me. I mean, she wouldn't have noticed. At least, not right away. "Okay, but just for a little bit," I responded. Kate's house was like a movie. Big fluffy couches, a big TV with every gaming device you could think of, and a kitchen with snacks pouring out of the cabinets. We played games and laughed, and I ate so much that my stomach hurt. I asked Kate if her mom was home, and she nodded and pointed towards a door. "She's in her office. It's in our basement. I'm not supposed to bother her, but if you need something, I can send her a text message," she replied. "Oh, no, that's okay. What does your mom do as a job?" I asked. Kate shrugged, eyes locked on sending a red shell in our game. "I don't know. I know she does meetings all day. She's always talking," she told me. "Okay. It's been an hour. I should go home," I said, throwing my wrappers in the trash can. "What? We are just getting started. Stay for another race," she pleaded. "Kate," I started. "I'll make sure you're home before your mom is. Don't you trust me?" she asked. "I don't know," I said, glancing at the clock on their microwave. "Hey girls," a cool voice said from the hallway. "Mom, this is Anna. Can you call her mom and ask her if she can stay longer?" Kate asked. "Kate, my mom doesn't even know I'm here," I whispered at her. Kate's mom's eyebrows rose at me as she shut a door behind her. "Well, we should tell your mom where you are. If you give me her number, I will call. I will let her know how persistent Kate can be. I will even ask if you can stay for dinner." I smiled shyly. "Okay, thank you," I told her. Kate's mom called mine, and my mom was apprehensive. She said she was on her way over to pick me up, and maybe I could stay for dinner another time. When my mom got to Kate's house, she was mad at me at first. "Young lady, you know the rules," she whispered at me at the front door. "Hi, I'm Kate's mom," Kate's mom said as she floated down the hall. She reached out her hand to shake my mom's, and once they connected, she looked at my mom with her head tilted. "Have we met before?" she asked. My mom shook her head slowly. I don't think so, my mom responded coldly. Kate's mom apologized to her and offered her a glass of wine, and they bonded over being single mothers, apparently. You never know who you're sending your daughter to, I understand, Kate's mom told mine before we left. On the way home, I asked if I could go over to Kate's again. My mom was quiet, and then nodded. I was thrilled. Kate told me that her mom and dad were never married, but that she sees him sometimes. I told her how I never knew my dad. My mom said that when she got pregnant, my dad wanted her to get rid of me, so she ran away. She said she was afraid of him or his family finding me and trying to hurt us, so she changed her name. Maybe that's why she was so protective over me. Who knows? Soon, my mom was calling Kate's mom to ask if I could stay at their house while she was working late, which was normally once a week or so. Kate and I had so much fun together. She had the coolest room, all purple, a huge backyard with a pool, and every movie on DVD, even the Bratz movies. We could go anywhere except the basement, because that's where her mom worked. One night over dinner, I asked Kate's mom what her meetings were about. Nothing very interesting to you girls, unfortunately. I see patients downstairs where I have a private entrance through the side of the house. I give people advice, kind of, she said. She looked as if she was weighing her words carefully. What kind of people? I asked. Crazy people, Kate chirped. Kate, not appropriate. Her mom scolded. Anna, they are just some people who need some extra help. We all need that sometimes, right? I nodded like I understood, but I didn't really. When I got home, I asked my mom about it. It sounds like her mom is a therapist, my mom told me carefully. What does a therapist do? I asked, eyes wide. They meet people, listen to their problems, and try to help them with their problems, I suppose, she said, tucking my blankets around me. Like you do for me? I asked her. She laughed softly. Yes, honey. Like I do for you, she says warmly, kissing my forehead and turning off my light. Mom? I asked in the darkness. Yes, my dear, she responded. Kate said her mom helps crazy people, I said slowly. My mom is quiet for a moment, then laughs softly. Good night, sweetheart, she said softly into the room before closing the door. The next day at school, our teacher told me that Kate had a stomach bug, so I was alone all day. School was a dud without my best friend. I passed the time by drawing a picture of us as Mario Kart drivers. I even made Kate's car purple, her favorite color. Our teacher had given me her assignments to drop off to her, so I figured this picture would cheer her up. That afternoon on the bus, Warren was acting like a terror, and I was without my armor. Hey, Anna, where's your friend? He sneered into my ear. I ignored him. He tugged on my ponytail. Hey, I asked you a question, loser, he yelled, gaining the attention of everyone nearby. Leave me alone, Warren, I said firmly. He scoffed at my response and grabbed my open backpack that was next to me, ripping out the picture I drew for Kate. Hey, give it back, I yelled. Warren laughed at my picture, making fun and passing it along to his friends. I worked hard on that. Give it back, I said shakily, losing my confidence. You're right, Anna. I'll give it back, he said, smiling. Warren held it out to me, and just before I could grab it, he ripped it in half. Once, twice, then until it was in pieces. I gasped as I watched the pieces fall to the floor. There you go, Warren said sweetly. I felt the tears well up in my eyes, but I turned around. Warren continued to tease me the rest of the way to my stop, but I ignored him as best as I could. When I got off the bus, I let the tears fall as I began to turn right to walk towards my house. Then I remembered remembered I had Kate's homework, so I sighed and turned around to stop by her house first. When I got to her house, her mom greeted me at the door. "Anna, I hear you're on a homework delivery," she said cheerfully, but when she saw my face, her expression shifted. "Sweetheart, what's wrong? Did you hurt yourself?" she asked, looking me over. I shook my head, still sniffling, and reached into my pockets to retrieve the bits of the picture I was able to save. I drew Kate a picture of us driving race cars to cheer her up, but a boy on the bus grabbed it and ripped it up, I said between tears, holding the crumpled pieces up to her. "Oh, honey," her mom said, taking the pieces. "He's such a mean boy." "I don't know why he did it," I said, staring at my shoes. "Come inside, Anna. Kate is napping, but let me get you something to drink," she said, putting her hand on my shoulder to lead me in. She got me settled in a stool at their kitchen island and gave me a glass of milk and some Oreos. I opened my backpack and gave her the folder for Kate with her homework. "Thank you, sweetie. I'm sorry that boy tore up the picture. I'm sure it was lovely," she said, drying off a dish and putting it on a rack. "I made Kate's car purple," I said quietly. "Well, that is just brilliant. She is obsessed with purple," she said, laughing softly. I laughed a little. "Can you not tell my mom?" I asked her. She nodded thoughtfully. "I don't know. I feel like your mom should know if someone's picking on you," she said carefully. "Please, no. She doesn't let me do anything already. If she knew about this, she would make it a huge deal and pull me out of school or something," I said, panicked. Kate's mom regarded me for a moment, then something flicked between her eyes. "I don't think she would do that, but I won't tell your mom. But if it happens again, I will, okay?" she said. "Okay," I said apprehensively. "Do you trust me?" she asked me. I nodded. She smiled. "What was this boy's name?" she asked. "Warren," I told her. She nodded again. "Anna, where is your mom from?" she asked. Here," I responded. "Did she live anywhere else before she lived here?" she asked gently. I shrugged. "Why?" I asked her. "Oh, no reason. I just keep thinking that I know her from somewhere," she said casually. I ate an Oreo, shrugging again. "So, tell me more about the picture," she said with a smile. After I had calmed down, I walked home feeling a little bit better. Kate's mom was a good listener. When I got home, I had dinner with my mom, and she helped me forget all about Warren. After I took my shower and changed into my pajamas, my mom came into my room to say goodnight, but she seemed different. "Mom, why did you change our name?" I asked. She hummed, fluffing my pillow. "You said you changed your last name when you ran away." "Why?" I wondered out loud. "I've told you this, Anna, because I was afraid of your dad's family," she said curtly. "Would they have hurt me?" I asked. She was quiet. "No, they wouldn't hurt you," she said softly. "Then what?" I started. "Anna, enough. They would have tried to take you from me. Is that what you want?" she snapped. No, Mommy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean..." I whimpered. My mom stared at me hard before blinking rapidly. "Sweetheart, I'm sorry. I love you. I just had an upsetting call, and I shouldn't take it out on you. I love you, and I'm so glad you're my little girl," she said, patting my head and wiping a rogue tear away from my cheek. I nodded. "Do you trust me, Anna?" she asked. "Yes, and I love you too, Mom," I whisper. She tucked me into my bed, and I was almost asleep when I heard her whisper at my bedroom door. "I'll never let anyone hurt you." The next day on the bus, Warren wasn't there. I sighed in relief. Kate wasn't there, but at least he couldn't bother me. When I got to school, though, the relief went away. "Hey kids," my teacher started. "Has anyone heard from Warren?" Everyone in the room glanced around at each other. Warren wasn't on the bus this morning, and his parents didn't call him in as absent. Did anyone see him? She asked. Everyone shook their heads and said no. Then one of Warren's friends, Elijah, raised his hand. Warren told me that Kate told him that if he didn't leave Anna alone, she would cut his throat, he said proudly. Everyone, including my teacher, turned to me. My jaw was dropped. Is that what Kate meant when she said they had a chat? Elijah, hallway now, my teacher said. Elijah got up and walked out the door. Our teaching assistant got us started on the morning work, but I could still feel the stares. Anna, could you come out here, please? My teacher asked from the doorway. I slowly stood and pushed in my chair. Am I going to be in trouble? Once I got to the hallway, my teacher and principal were there. Hey, Anna, we wanted to talk to you about Kate, my teacher said softly. I nodded. Did Kate say that to Warren? The principal asked. I don't know. I don't think so, I said quietly. Did she ever say she wanted to hurt Warren? My teacher asked. I shook my head. We would talk about how mean he was, and she called him a smurfhead, but we didn't talk about hurting him. Ever, I said. Was Warren mean to you yesterday? The principal asked. I nodded. And did you tell Kate? I shook my head. She's sick. I haven't seen her in a few days, and I don't have a cell phone, I told them. They nodded. Okay, thank you. You can go back to class, Anna, the principal said. As I returned to my desk, my head couldn't stop spinning. Kate wouldn't hurt anyone. She cried when she stepped on an ant when we were in her backyard. She wasn't like that, right? When I got home after school, my mom was already there. Hey, sweetheart, she said, holding out her arms for a hug. I rushed to her. As she held me, she sighed into my hair. Why didn't you tell me someone was being mean to you? She asked me. Great, the principal called. I began to cry. Because I didn't want you to take me out of school. I didn't want to be away from Kate, I said. Oh, Anna, Kate's your best friend. I would never separate you two, she said. After my mom and I talked, I called Kate on our house phone. She answered on the first ring. OMG, were you arrested? She asked immediately. I was glad she was feeling better. I told her all about Warren being missing and about my meeting in the hallway. They kept asking me if you would hurt Warren, I told her. I know. They called my mom and asked her the same thing. My mom keeps secure cameras in our house, though, and said she would be happy to show them I was sound asleep all night, and that I haven't left our house in 3 days. She laughed into the phone. Did you say that to him, though? I asked. Say what? She asked me. That you would cut his throat if he didn't leave me alone, I said slowly. Kate was quiet for a moment. I did say that, but I wasn't, serious. I just wanted to scare him, she told me. I sighed. Kate, I started. I'm sorry. But it worked. He left you alone except for yesterday when I wasn't there apparently, she responded. I paused, thinking. How did you know he was mean to me yesterday? I asked her. My mom, she said. Your mom told you? I asked, feeling my cheeks heat. Well, no, but I heard her talking about it on the phone, she said. I was quiet for a moment. I think she was talking to your mom, Kate said. My mom. I peered around the corner, making sure she wasn't there. I heard the shower, so I had a few minutes. She called my mom, I asked. I think so, yeah, she said casually. My brain felt fuzzy, and I looked back and forth around my kitchen. Anna, my mom called someone else this morning. She asked them about your mom, she said. What? I asked, bewildered. I think it was someone from her work. Apparently there was someone with your mom's name who, went crazy 10 years ago. She killed her college boyfriend and vanished. I guess my mom studied the case at school or something, she said, way too casually. They had my mom's name, I asked. Yup, she said, popping the P. At least her first name, and I guess she kinda looks like her. How weird is that? I was silent on the other end. Anna, Kate asked. I'll call you back just a second, I replied blankly, and hung up the phone. I don't know what pulled me to it, but I needed some air. I walked out into our garage, which was mostly used for junk. I pressed the button to open the giant door when I paused. As the light came in, something caught my eye. The blinding blue of a baseball cap. I could feel my chin start to wobble as I walked towards it. I picked up the cap and looked at the inside label. Warren was printed on it. I dropped it like a hot stone and turned towards the door to the house to see my mom standing there, drying her hair with a towel. Mom, I asked. She shook the